Welcome, Cities Skylines players and fans. This is Gomer's short tips. Alright, what we're going to go over today is water and how the water works in the game. I went over the water pump, putting down a water pump and putting down water pipes, and then having to have an outlet, either a sewer plant or a water outlet. We've went over that before, but what we're going to go over today is kind of the way the water works a little bit in the game itself. Unlike other city builders where the water is stagnant, this water actually moves. There is a current, and if you landscape around the water, it does affect the water. If you place rocks in the water, it affects the water. It actually moves and it works quite well, actually. I'm going to see. We place some pretty large rocks in here. See if that. There it goes. Takes it a second sometimes, but it does react to see how it changes the current of the water, and then it'll eventually stabilize here. And then another thing, I'm outside the city limits here, but because I have a mod, I can do this. In vanilla, you wouldn't be able to do this. But if you take escaping here, and I'm going to take this level, and eliminate that land right there. The water starts filling in there, and it will eventually fill this entire thing here. So let it fill up there. When you place a dam, you do have to have, you just can't run a dam across the same level. Like it will, it's kind of hard to see here because this is pretty shallow. But this does actually dip. Obviously, you got higher on the ground over here, here, and here, and then it dips into like a bowl and then goes down. When you place the dam in for hydroelectric, you have to have it dip. There has to be a drop going this way, so there has to be this elevation here at the bottom of the river has to be considerably higher than this elevation here. So it needs to be a drop there in order for that dam to work. Obviously, the larger the drop, the farther the more power you get produced out of that dam there. See, this is actually wouldn't work for very long, but you could put a dam in right here because there is a little bit of a drop there. But once this stabilized, there's no place for the water to go, so it wouldn't continue to work. So the water, actually, the current actually does reflect. The game does actually reflect that. It will work in that aspect. You see how the current's starting to shift here, and then once it gets high enough, there'll be some arrows here moving down here. But once this fills up and it reaches the level, there will no longer be a current here, so a hydroelectric plant wouldn't work there. So as you can see now how this has kind of affected the way the current flows right here, whereas before it was straight along the shore here. but by adding those rocks in there, it affects that. You can do that with uh, land itself. Obviously, you can raise the land or move the land across there, or you can put in a key. I'm not sure to do that. That affects it also. Let's add one of those real fast. So I can click on the right menu. Say you wanted to do something like that. That will affect the current. It does take a minute for it to react, but it does eventually react. All right. If you have any questions about water behavior, put that in the comments there. As you can see, this is filling up. I was hoping it was going to fill up before the end of the video, but sometimes it takes it longer than it probably should, but it still works fairly well. And then obviously you can cut this off. And the water will stop flowing through there. And then eventually the water will dry up. And it'll stay there for a while, but it will eventually evaporate, and this will be bone dry again over a couple years or so. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.